Yo, my people, hope you're good, hope you're well. It's been a little while, so make sure you hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed. Road to 150k, or is it 200k, or is it 250k? The road is to somewhere. I'm not sure where that road leads to, but you can help along that way. Like I said, hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed. Love for the love as always. Leave a comment, help the algorithm. Not sure what it does, but that's what people say. That's what I'm gonna say. You know, you've been doing your thing throughout the summer community, so I'm gonna continue doing my thing throughout the season. And the transfer window is still open. I know I've missed a couple of Fabrizio and Ornstein tweets, and I did promise that anytime Fabrizio Ornstein said something, I'll be here breaking news to talk to the community about it. But with this one, it's a bit of a domino effect, and I thought, let it play out a little bit before I come to the community, speak about it, offer my thoughts. And obviously this is related to Kiwior off to Porto, and Hincapie, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Hincapie of Leverkusen, coming to Arsenal potentially. I'm going to get into how that came about, the tweets from Fabrizio and Ornstein, more importantly Fabrizio this morning, and we can talk about it, we can discuss it, you can give me your comments, you can give me your thoughts, because Arsenal are still doing business late in the window, looking to add our 8th player of the summer. And next week I will release a transfer window rating ranking video, because this has been somewhat abnormal for Arsenal, the way we've moved in this window. It's up there with the very best transfer windows we've had. I think it could get slightly better, but I don't think there's any hope of it getting slightly better with that left wing addition. I've been saying his name all summer, and the rumours are that Rodrigo is staying at Real Madrid, so that will be on to next season. Next summer I believe he'll be on the move, and hopefully next summer we're there or thereabouts to entertain that move. But we've still got this summer to talk about, so put that left wing aside, put the Rodrigo stuff aside for a year. Hopefully it don't cost us. Let's talk about the defensive reinforcements and exits that will be happening over the next 24, 48, 72 hours. Deadline day is Monday, 7 p.m. UK time. I'll be doing the Big Six shortly after that, so you can get my full thoughts on everything transfer related on the Big Six on Monday night. But yeah, well done Arsenal. Big transfer window, and we're still moving. Before we get into it, make sure you show some love to BetterHelp. This video is in paid partnership with BetterHelp. If you didn't know, I'm 37, and around this age we can find ourselves balancing a lot. Career, family, relationships, friendships, personal growth, health, just life in general. It doesn't get any easier. What should you prioritize? Should you even prioritize? There are many more questions than answers. Everyone's challenges are unique, and everyone's experiences are personal. Stressed, burnt out, anxious, struggling with sleep, identity, purpose, self-esteem concerns. Become a better you with BetterHelp. A BetterHelp therapist will listen, they'll ask questions and help you see things from a new perspective, a fresh perspective, and sometimes that can mean a hell of a lot. They can give you advice and techniques to make positive changes in your life. BetterHelp is a paid partner of this video, and they're on a mission to start making therapy easier. Fill out a questionnaire and you'll match with a therapist as soon as possible. Easily switch therapists anytime, no extra cost if it's not the right fit for you. And with over 7,000 reviews and a 4.3 rating on Trustpilot, BetterHelp is a platform you can trust. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/Turkish LDN and get 10% off your first month of therapy, people. There you go, people. This paid partner means a lot to me, considering I get a lot of messages, a lot of comments, you know, stating how much the content has helped personal situation, personal experiences of fellow community members. When BetterHelp contacted me, I thought, yeah, gotta bang that in. So if you need to talk to anyone, people, then go hit that link in the description. Like I said, 10% off your first month subscription. But yeah, let's get into the news, people. This morning, Fabrizio tweeted a couple things. Like I said, it's a domino effect. Firstly, Jakub Kiwior to Porto, here we go. Deal agreed with Arsenal on loan with obligation to buy. A €2 million loan fee, a €17 million obligation to buy, plus add-ons and a sell-on clause, which brings the fee potentially closer to €27 million in total. He adds Kiwior scheduled to fly in the next 24 hours as soon as documents are approved. Now, I've given my opinion on Kiwior multiple times throughout this summer, so, you know, you might be bored hearing it, but I would have kept Kiwior. I think, you know, when you have a valued member of the squad that stepped in and stepped up, work together. He stepped in and stepped up when we needed him to fill in at left back throughout the 23-24 season, or the latter half of it. And he stepped in and stepped up when Gabriel got that big injury earlier this calendar year. And Kiwior done his thing even against the Real Madrid, where there was a lot of nerves, there was a lot of doubts, but Kiwior wasn't an issue. So that sort of a player, in my opinion, is a player that you need to keep in the squad. Understandably so. He wants minutes, he wants to play more game time, and I get that. He's a Polish international. He came in with high regard, and he's leaving with higher regard. My only problem generally with this is the fee doesn't really reflect the improvements made in Kiwior's game and the exposure we've given Kiwior over the last couple of years as well. I think we spent just over 20 million euros on him, and we're getting just about 27 million euros all in for him, potentially with the add-ons included. So I don't think we've done the value justice, but it is what it is. We're moving fast off the back of it, and we've got the Hincapie news. Fabrizio tweeted, understand Arsenal are closing in on Piero Hincapie deal with Bayer Leverkusen. Here we go, soon. Agreement almost done as Bayer accept loan with obligation to buy for Hincapie as formula wanted by Arsenal. Details on fee structure being sorted, and then here we go coming next. So we've got the here we go for Kiwior. We ain't quite got the here we go for Hincapie yet. We got the here we go soon. We had a couple here we go soons for Victor Gyökeres before that one got the official here we go. But with 3 days left of the window, I'm sure this one will pick up pace, and with the here we go for Kiwior already being signed, sealed, delivered in a Fabrizio sense, I assume that the Piero Hincapie deal will get the here we go soon enough, and he'll be an Arsenal player come Tuesday morning, Monday night, whenever deadline day closes. Who is he? What is he? I'll start with the what is he. He's a left-sided defender, left-sided centre-back in a back three predominantly, but also plays left-back and has played left-back quite consistently over the last couple of years too. He's an invincible, not an Arsenal invincible, a Bayer Leverkusen invincible. A good age, still young, 23 years of age. Probably should have double-checked that before going live with the video, but I think he's around 23 years of age. He's an Ecuador international, and the profile makes sense. When you consider the defensive unit we have in place right now, and on top of the Kiwior exit, Zinchenko, potentially, I want to say probably, moving out the exit door in the next couple of days too, I think this profile suits us no end. I'm not going to sit here and act like I've watched Bayer Leverkusen, week in, week out over the last couple of years. I'm not even going to sit here and act like I've watched Bayer Leverkusen enough over the last couple of years to really have a substantial opinion of the player. I've looked at his profile. I've watched a couple of videos, highlights, skills, defensive plays, and I've heard a couple of social media experts and their opinions of him. Now, you can take all that with a pinch of salt, because social media experts, there's no credentials there, and even the people with credentials in the mainstream media, I mean, yeah, there's barely any credentials there either. Going back to that Sky Cave and the Tomiyasu signing just came into my head when he said he's not really a right back, he's not really a centre back, he doesn't know what he is. Lo and behold, he was both. But yeah, we've moved on from Tomiyasu, quality player, unfortunate with injuries. But Hincapie looks like he wants to move, and like I said, the profile suits us. He's been framed as a left-sided centre-back predominantly, but I believe his place in the Arsenal team will probably be more on the left-hand side, left-back position, with Calafiori probably stepping in to become Gabriel's backup, Gabriel's rotation option, with Kiwior obviously leaving now to Porto. Good luck to him. Arteta played Calafiori a couple of times in pre-season at centre-back. One of those games he came off injured, but maybe that was a glimpse into the future and the plans for Calafiori moving into the 25-26 season, which we're in now. So with Hincapie coming in, I assume him and Lewis Skelly will predominantly be the left-back options for us. Calafiori and Gabriel will be the left-sided centre-back options, and obviously the rest, Saliba, Mosquera, Ben White, Yuri and Timber. And if Zinchenko doesn't go, then I guess that's just another player in the defensive unit that can step in if need be. But ideally, we find the move and get that done. All round, I think the delay in getting these deals done and the domino effect around it has been Arsenal, and the need, the want to push the financial part of this deal over to the next year. Probably FFP related. Again, you know, people might know better than me. Is it PSR related? I'm not too sure. I think it's FFP related, as to why we are looking to move it on to next summer. Both the Hincapie deal and the Kiwior deal will be on next year's books financially. So that works in our favour. And with the Ornstein comments recently about us being tight on FFP, I guess it makes sense. I'm not someone who cares too much about how you get things done. I just care about getting it done. And the way Tomiyasu's contract mutual termination was followed up by a Mosquera coming in, and like this one, well, let me even bring in the Havertz injury with Eze coming in. The knock-on effect of Kiwior now exiting the club seems to have a contingency plan, and that is important for every big club. If you lose a quality player, you have to bring in a quality player. Like I said, I don't know much about this Hincapie guy, but what I do know is Kiwior stepped up when we needed him to step up. So I'm assuming this player is able, ready to step up when we need him to step up. A lot of talk about, will he be our starting left back? Potentially. That was Lewis Skelly's position going into this season, and Calafiori over the first 2 games has done his thing. I think he's been one of our better players over the first 2 games. Couple clean sheets, couple assists and a goal. Can't really argue against that. But yeah, with Hincapie coming in, I think the options now are greater, the quality and depth greater, and as a unit, I mean, we've come a long way defensively, a very long way. I mean, it wasn't long ago I was ranting and raving on an AFTV fan cam talking about Mustafi dancing in his boxes in the dressing room. Now we're here talking about a defensive unit, talking about Liverpool on Sunday, asking, who do we start left back? Should it be Timber? Should it be Calafiori? Should it be Lewis Skelly? Who do we start right back? You know, we've got options. The centre-backs, they're set in stone. William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, yeah, they've shown what they're about. David Raya in goal, shown what he's about. The fullbacks have also shown what they're about, but styles make fights, as they say in boxing. And, you know, Liverpool's style, it'll make for a good fight. Who do we put up against Mo Salah, which is the key threat for Liverpool, has been the key threat since we've been back in the big time. I say back in the big time, we ain't won anything yet, but back in the big time in terms of the conversations around winning the major honours. So yeah, Arsenal still moving in the transfer window. Rumours are that even after Hincapie, there might be another deal to be had. Rumours are in my circle that Reiss Nelson is in talks with Real Betis as well. They're looking at a few options, Anthony being one, but Reiss Nelson is apparently a candidate there as well. So look out for news on that. That's not an Ornstein or a Fabrizio, that's a Turkish bomber. I don't know if it lands. We'll find out if it lands. There's a few days left, people. But you know what can land? That like button. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And like I said before, if you need to talk to a therapist, the paid partner of this video is BetterHelp. So go show them some love, people. There's a link in the description. 10% off your first month subscription. If you need to talk to someone, and in this day and age, everyone needs to talk to someone. And sometimes a new face, a new voice, someone that's not connected with you or your circle is the best person to talk to. If you need that, if you want that, if it's something that interests you, hit the link. Show BetterHelp some love, people. While you do that, show the video some love. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Love for the love, people. I'll be back real soon. Liverpool preview. And if there's any other breaking news to do, I will cover it, people. A few days left of the window. Peace. I'm out.